So we've managed to connect our authentication microservice to the database. It pings it successfully. But of course, we actually have to have some content in that database. And if you go to the course resources for this lecture, you'll see a zip file called users.sql.zip. Download that and unzip it and open it up in your favorite text editor. And you'll see something like this. It's very straightforward. It just creates a sequence, creates a table, and then puts one record into the database. And we have a user called admin@example.com, and that password is a hash. The password is actually very secret, all one word, all lowercase, okay? Now we need to connect to the database. So I suggest you get your favorite Postgres client, and if you don't have one, this one, which is Beekeeper Studio right here. And there's a link to this in the course resources for this lecture. This will do the trick. So you're going to click on the download button and just download the community edition. You don't want the ultimate edition. You have to pay for that, okay? So download that and start it up. And it works on Macs, Linux, and Windows. And once you have it started up, you'll see this. And we're going to connect to our local database. Make sure you have your Docker Compose up so the database is actually possible to connect to. And we're going to connect to the type Postgres. Okay, and our connection type is Postgres, our host is localhost, the port is 5432, and we're going to use the user Postgres as we specified in the Docker Compose YML file, and the password is password, and the default database is users, U-S-E-R-S. Let's test it. Looks good, so let's connect. Now, I'm going to leave this query window open. It defaults to that. And let's go back to our text editor, select all and copy, go back to Beekeeper Studio, paste that in the query window, and then we'll select all and run the selection. And at this point, I now have a users table. And if I double click on it, we have one entry in there. Okay? So now we have something we can actually work with, and we can start working on actually trying to authenticate through the broker and back to the end user. And we'll get started on that in the next lecture.